thy names can reach into thine eyes.
Hello Year 8, I just thought I'd do a video for a change rather than just the stuff through Show My Homework, just so I could explain a few things. I hope you're not missing English too much, or English lessons too much anyway, and Nehemiah's amazing acting.
Can reach into thine eyes.
Anyway, so the reason why I put this video together is just to check in with you all really, and just as a grammar band class to see how you're all getting on. Now, as much as you can submit things through Show My Homework, I would love to see some of the English work that you've been getting on with. Please use the email below if there's any pictures of your mastery work that you'd like to submit. If you don't mind as well, if you submit it, I probably will put it on the Instagram. I won't put your name with it. But well done with your work on Educake as well. It's really good to see lots of grammar band students really close to the top of the table there as well. Please, if you haven't already, then just get yourself on there, log on. I'll see if I can find the passwords. In fact, I'll put them on the screen now, your passwords, and just make sure that you're doing the quizzes that I set. If you've done all the ones that have been finished and set, then go and do just a few optional ones as well. You can choose your own. However, the thing that I would really like to talk to you about today is a little mini project that I would like you to be getting on with over the next 2 weeks. So when we eventually come back to school, your module that you'll be doing with me is poetry. Now, you were so good with your project last time. However, I know that this time the resources are going to be a little bit difficult. It's not going to be the same as having an Easter break or a break like we did last time and being able to go to the shops and get bits and pieces. So this is more of a research module than just a creative one, if that makes sense. Again, you can submit your work in a variety of different ways. It can be either through PowerPoint or through documents, or again through a poster or something a bit more creative. But I'm going to leave it up to you as a grammar band to decide how you want to present the information to me. If you look at this Show My Homework notice, I'm going to attach on here a class list, and next to all of your names there'll be a poet. Now, these poets are some of the 36 most famous poets in Britain. What I would like you to do is find the poet that you've been allocated, and then you need to put together just a little bit of a bit of research about that person. Now, things that I would suggest that you include within that. Number one, some context of that poet. So basically, like their life and times. Where were they born? When were they born? Information about what different jobs they did or their family background, that type of information. Maybe added to that context a little bit of information around the history of when they're growing up as well, and like main events. Secondly, I would suggest that you find some of their poetry to read. Now, you can do this through just Googling or again going onto Wikipedia and finding out or different sites and finding out what their most famous poems are. I would like you to include some of their poems as well. But what I would like you to do in your research is find a poem of theirs that you like or that is your favourite out of the poems that they've written. Again, you might want to do some research around that poem, find out what it means. You might want to write it out or do a post with it all really well written out. But again, that is something that you need to include, the actual works of the poet. Finally, the third thing I would like you to research within your project is why is this person considered so important? So there must be a reason why these 36 poets or so are still being talked about today. Is it because of what their poems were about? Is it because of the themes that came out of it? Is it because of who they were and their status? Is it because of a specific line of their poetry that's become really famous? However, what the final thing that I would like to leave you with is you might see some teachers have used Edmodo. Now, I would love for as many of us in Grammar Band to get onto Edmodo as well, because it's a really good site to use to communicate with you. I think we have done this before, but we haven't followed it through very well. So this is the class code that you need. This one across the bottom now to get onto Edmodo. If you need any help with anything, it's kind of a better way than asking on Show My Homework, because I can see you all as a class and I can answer things as a class. It's a bit like Facebook, rather than just one person asking me a question in isolation on Show My Homework. A lot better. So to summarise, number one, get yourself on... Number one, the first thing was, if you've got any good pieces of work that you're really proud of from an English point of view, go on to my email and submit it to me, please. I'd love to see it. Secondly, Educake. If you haven't already, get yourself on Educake. The passwords were earlier in this video, but go through and move yourself up the league table. Thirdly, this is a project now that you can start to get on with. Research your poet and present the information as in any way that you want to. Remember the 3 things that you want to include a part of that: the context of the poet, some of the information about their works, and finally why they are so important and why they're still recognised nowadays. And finally, log yourselves onto Edmodo, use that class code, and that's a way where you can communicate with me a lot better. If you've got any questions, and please get in contact, but hope you're well and speak to you soon. Bye bye.
Alright. On my way to school, I fell in the road.
Nehemiah?
On my way to school, I fell in the road.
Ewan?
Hooray!